Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be doing a movie review on Sonic the Hedgehog 3, so let's begin with this review. For me, Sonic 3 seemed like a fun, quirky and humorous type of film just like its predecessors, and a worthy addition to the franchise, but it gave me the complete exact opposite of that. This was a not great film, to say the least, to put it that way. This wasn't what I was expecting, and it was just kind of bad, if I'm being honest, so yeah, this was kind of disappointing, I'm not gonna lie. I expected more. Sonic 1 and 2 have been really good, and this kind of this is, as I said, disappointing. This kind of lets me down, like the fact that we got on two it's decently and solid films in the past, and then they give us this is kind of bad. So let's just get into the positives and negatives, and I'll tell you why I kind of dislike this film. Starting with the positives of the review, I'll give it this. Sonic 3 has some very fun action. It's just a case of most of these films, honestly. You come here watching the film, unless you're a little kid, basically. People like me go to cinema expecting a fun movie packed with some very awesome action, and this film didn't disappoint, honestly. This film gave us some more over-the-top, dramatic action from Sonic and his friends, and especially with Shadow, the introduction of Shadow in this film. It didn't disappoint with Shadow v Sonic, honestly. It was great. It was over the top, it was dumb, but it was good, at the same time, and I loved that. So Sonic 3 gave us more of the stuff we loved from the previous films, but just made that more over the top. Kind of like Fast and Furious. It was also nice to see Jim Carrey back in role as Dr. Eggman, or Dr. Ivan Robotnik, because after Sonic 2, as we all knew, he was retiring from acting. He said that would be his last film, so he said I think the only thing that would convince him to come back in the role, or be Dr. Eggman again, was a really, really good script. And this must have convinced him, because he's back, not only as Dr. Eggman, but his grandpa, or his grandfather, Dr. Gerald Robotnik, who is very interesting to see. And yeah, plot twist, of course, Dr. Gerald Robotnik betrays his grandson in the end, and attempts to kill him, only for Dr. Robotnik to come back and poke him in the other end. Let's just say that, because it's weird. This film's weird, honestly. I didn't expect it to be this weird, but here I am. I don't know if it's just because I've grown up, because I watched the first two Sonic films when I was younger, and my state of thinking and my mindset was different back then, so I couldn't really care less. But now, when I watch this film, it's different. I see it in a different way, and it's just very unnecessary. Why is he poked in the butt with a bit of Sonic's hair? It's just weird. I also enjoyed Shadow in the film, being his major introduction, of course, and his first major appearance in a live action Sonic film. I mean, he was kind of in the credit scene for like 2 seconds in Sonic 2, but this is his first proper film as a character, and he is great. He is very dark compared to previous Sonic villains. Well, previous Sonic villains were just Knuckles and Dr. Eggman. They were like child's play compared to Shadow. He means business. He actually is out for revenge. He's kind of like the John Wick of Sonic, honestly. Well, makes sense, he's played by Keanu Reeves, but he's just really, really good. I enjoyed the character, and I couldn't really understand all the references to the games, but my friend Charlie, who used to be a Sonic fan, not really anymore, I suppose, but he kind of pointed out all the lore and the Easter eggs to the games to me, so I kind of understood it a little bit, and had a better understanding of Shadow and some other Easter eggs in the film. But yeah, he was a great character. I really enjoyed Shadow, and I kind of like the fact that they made us believe that Shadow died and sacrificed himself in the end, whereupon it's actually just fake. It's all just a set up. He's actually still alive, as shown in the post-credit scene. It's nice to see that, and if they ever make a fourth Sonic film, which is very likely, honestly, at this point, but because the credit scene, or the mid-credit scene, showed Amy protecting Sonic from Metasonics, then it's going to be easily Tails, Sonic, Knuckles, Shadow, and Amy, all as a team of 5 facing against some sort of new villain. So I can definitely see Sonic 4 happening in the next couple of years, just like this happened after Sonic 2, because the makers of these films just want cash, they make it for money, so it's highly likely we'll get a sequel to Sonic 3. Suppose we'll move on to the negatives now of the film, and there's quite a lot to say about this film that are negative. So, beginning, why are the Eggmans both dancing? So there's a specific scene in the film that's stuck in my head now since I've watched this film, and I honestly can't get it out of my head. It's stuck there because it's just strange, right? So there's a scene where both Eggmans are infiltrating the headquarters of the place where they keep the key card for some sort of weapon that they want to use to destroy Earth. And there's this big, massive hallway of lasers. Both have okay. So there's two things I want to talk about here. Both have laser-proof suits, but in what sense does their head, which is still exposed, not touch the lasers, and how come it conveniently just doesn't touch their head? Like the lasers all touch their body, but the head's still exposed and sticking out. It's really unrealistic, honestly. It's supposed to not matter, I suppose. It's a kid's film, but honestly, I couldn't help but point out and notice that. Yeah, honestly, it had me super confused. Why would their heads not be touching the lasers if their body's touching the lasers? That just completely doesn't make any sense. And how convenient of it, or how convenient of the lasers to not touch their heads, it's just complete nonsense. But not long after that, they start dancing for some reason. It's a full minute, I'm pretty sure, I believe, of the two Eggmen dancing in the hallway with lasers right in front of them. It's just complete. It's complete wacko. It doesn't make any sense at all as well. Like why? That was the point where I just kind of gave up on this film. Honestly, like I literally put my head in my hands and started questioning why was this a thing in the film. It was completely pointless. There was no need for it. But they just did it anyway because why? Just why? I just don't have any words left for this scene because it was just complete strange. Honestly, there was the butt poking and then there's this dance scene. It's just too weird for me, man. It's just too much. But yeah, that is all I have to say about Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I'm gonna keep this review shorter than my usual reviews because they tend to drag on longer than I expect it to. So yeah, and I suppose one last thing about the movie, I did enjoy the credit scenes that they gave us, like teasing Amy and the Metal Sonics in the forest was kind of cool, and the fact that Shadow survived was good as well. So yeah, very good teasers, and which honestly kind of wasn't surprising though because every movie they tease a new character. At first it was Tails in Sonic 2, sorry Sonic 1, and then it was Shadow in Sonic 2, and now it's Amy in this film. It's a new character every single movie, so I wouldn't be surprised if they made a bunch of sequels to this film because that's kind of what the creators want, don't they, or the makers of the film. So my final rating for the film would be a disappointing 2.5, or even actually, yeah, 2.5 stars for this film, and a 3 out of 10 because yeah, this film was just completely disappointing if I had to be honest. Thank you for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed, please give this video a like, subscribe to Fun Studios if you want to, comment down below what you think of this movie, if you've seen it or not, and if you do plan on seeing it, and yeah, until the next video, bye bye.